Hey, I'm Andrew, back with another Seth Zintech reaction, and this one is the Dark Messiah of Might and Magic review. Now, I originally thought that this was going to be related to all the other Might and Magic games, but I believe someone in a comment in one of the Might and Magic videos said that this wasn't, like, related at all, like, not even by name or something like that. So, yeah, so that's kind of disappointing, but I mean, it is what it is. But this was a game that I had in the past, so I just decided I might as well try and react to it because it is right before another actual Might and Magic game. It's like the video right before it. So yeah, we're just gonna go through this chronologically. So the next one will be a Might and Magic video for when I react to Sets and Tech again. So yeah, Dark Messiah Might and Magic. I have this. I think I still have the physical version somewhere in my room. It's one of the first non-Valve games I have on Steam, which was years and years and years and years ago. So I don't remember much about it. I don't think I played much in the grand scheme of things of that game, but I do remember having fun. And there's like a lot of physics related stuff that you could do in that game as well. So yeah, let's just see what he has to say about this.
Hey people, Seth here. Today, I'll be reviewing Dark Messiah of Might and Magic.
I don't even know why I have this.
Strangely, Dark Messiah is a game about breaking your dad out of jail. Stranger yet, Dark Messiah is very patchy with presenting its source material. If anything, Dark Messiah is a glorified visual novel based on King James Version Genesis 17 through 20.
I did not get that.
We've got all the set pieces. Lot's arrival to and the subsequent smiting of Sodom and Gomorrah, women turning into pillars of salt for disobeying God, and a woman of your own flesh and blood getting you drunk and impregnating herself with your seed because there's no other men around. It's all there, and yet I can't help but feel that the message of the church is somehow lost in this depiction of the Old Testament. For a start, the Pharaoh of Egypt was not a necromancer. Yes, it's entirely possible that there were trained combat gimps employed by his forces against the tribes of Judea, but it is highly unlikely that all the prominent scholars would simply leave out his ability to summon bone dragons and animate the dead.
Right.
That's blasphemy.
It's also like during the various gameplay footage that he's shown, it looks like the graphics seem wildly different. Like from here
in this depiction of the Old Testament
to even here, like the models look so different.
Gimps employed by his forces against the tribes of Judea.
So I guess it's just because it's like your generic mobs versus one of the side characters? I don't know.
But it is highly unlikely that all the prominent scholars would simply leave out his ability to summon bone dragons and animate the dead. That's blasphemy. The only spellcaster with that kind of power level is Moses in Exodus, parting the Red Sea to escape the Pharaoh, using cheat codes for infinite mana, and making rocks bleed fresh drinking water is all in a day's work for him. That's based on credible evidence. The more I play Dark Messiah of Might and Magic, the more I'm convinced
this looks
isn't a Christian game at all, and I feel that I've been grievously misled by the cover title into thinking otherwise.
Like for a game that came out a while back, it aged fine, I think. Like obviously it's not the best of the best graphics nowadays, like obviously, but I feel like it's fine. It's based on what I've seen so far. It's fine.
If you want to teach your children the lessons of God through video games, I recommend you look for more educational titles elsewhere. Story. You play a Seraph, the half-demon son of Demetrius LeBron, two-time NBA champion and demon lord of the high hells. Like any true absent father, Demetrius only begins contacting you telepathically when he's in jail. Seraph, my boy, I know I missed out on your childhood and left you to be raised by demonic sorcerers, but I had a good reason.
I'm sure there was, but I'm just there's a lot of skill points that haven't been allocated.
Listen, mind helping your old man out? Bring me the Skull of Shadows and free me from this whack-ass prison. We can go for McDonald's after. I'll buy you a dollar menu, my treat. So you cluelessly
dollar menu. Let's see.
You can go for McDonald's after. I'll buy you $1, man.
Yeah. I think now in my area, the McChicken, the cheeseburger are both $3, I think. But they're part of the menu where if you buy one, you can buy another one for $1. But yeah, I think apart from maybe say like one or two things, not even the drinks, it's like hardly anything's $1. This is I mean, it is expensive, don't get me wrong, but I think with the app it's more tolerable, right? Because what I usually go for is the Filet-O-Fish, and by itself it's absurdly expensive. Like I'm not gonna argue that fact. It is absurdly expensive, but with the app, which they nerfed, which disappointing, but with the Filet-O-Fish and any size fries for the same price, it's a little bit more tolerable. And with the reward points, for some reason, even though Filet-O-Fish is the same price as a Big Mac over here, you can use less points to get a Filet-O-Fish for free compared to a Big Mac. So it's all about minimizing your spendages, I guess, while trying to get the most out of it. So yeah, you used to be able to combine rewards and the deals, but now you can't. So that's very disappointing.
And my treat. So you cluelessly murder your way across the continent while deciding whether freeing your father and subverting the International Court of Justice is ethical or not. One may argue that a true objectivist egoist would do whatever they feel like doing, and any negative ramifications of freeing your demonic father on the terrestrial world are simply moral spooks. Morality itself is a spook. Conscience is a spook. Or you can take the utilitarian approach and decide that the lives of millions of unwashed peasants who probably dabble in incestuous unions and child abuse are worth more than your own personal happiness as a son being united with his single father who made some mistakes and lost custody of his only child due to the entrenched pro-feminist lobby of the Ashan courts. Decision-making in Dark Messiah involves making the difficult choice between a literal semen demon who will protect, swallow, and adore you forever. Choice between a literal semen demon who will protect, swallow, and adore you forever. And
I didn't get to this point.
In your own best interests to overthrow your father and put you on the throne of hell. Or a shrill-voiced, shrieking, roasty hag with a Germanic fridge-frame body and problematic haircut who wants you to do everything she says, despite never offering anything in return, besides using telekinesis twice, who can be betrayed and left to be eaten by a gigantic tarantula. But this doesn't stop her. She's so bitter that her own vitriol keeps her alive.
Why do we choose this option? Well, that guy... Obviously, I'm missing the context here, but why would we choose this over the other one?
So she can bitch at you after being revived as a lich. It's great role-playing like this that keeps Arcane Studios a respected developer. Gameplay. Dark Messiah is probably
it was fine for her, but not
keeps
the
Arcane
one
Studios
behind.
a respected developer. Gameplay. Dark Messiah is probably the best first-person fighting game out there. It's also one of the few titles out there that can be completed using no weapons besides your left foot. The game lets you develop your character in different directions by spending skill points you acquire towards different character paths, with Warrior being the most pragmatic and straightforward. Previously, I would have said stealth isn't very viable, but on my current playthrough, with the full stealth perks and the assassin's suit equipped, I'm virtually invisible in the shadows unless someone walks right into me. Mana recovers too slowly to use spells regularly, and forces you to chug down mana potions instead. To correct this, I strongly suggest you use my console commands to make magic viable. because normally it's pretty shitty to wait several years to fire a single fire arrow.
Right.
Magic also requires a huge amount of skill points to acquire, so I suggest you give yourself a couple of freebies to play around with environmental kills. Combat keeps you occupied for most of the game. Besides,
Yeah, because environmental damage is a thing in this game. Like, I believe you can like boot someone with these spikes and kill them that way. I think I saw a clip somewhere. I forget which video, but they used it might have been Fleekazoid, might have been Seth. I don't remember. That you can use a chandelier and have it swing by and hit opponents off a railing that way too.
play around with
Very unique.
environmental kills. Combat keeps you occupied
do those
for
nowadays.
most of the game. Besides climbing ropes for a few hours in a platforming section that you make from your rope bow that spawns infinite amounts of ropes attached to arrows enchanted to be harmless against anything that isn't a ceiling. The combat's really good, and you can approach situations through a variety of ways, meaning you can either kill enemies directly with your abilities or use the terrain and environmental hazards to
Yeah,
help
like
them meet
to the
their
spikes,
demise.
like you did.
When I played this many years back,
Oh, there's a
I also
chandelier.
didn't appreciate the fact that there's a variety of little side paths for each area, letting you do optional tasks, reach additional equipment and secrets, or allowing you to skip past most of the level. There's a lot of nice subtle interactions as well, such as when enemies are very injured, they'll start to limp away from combat and attempt to
Oh, that's
escape the
neat.
combat area. If you've got daggers equipped and their backs are turned to you, your daggers will switch positions, and tapping left click will instantly execute them by firing a dagger in their neck. Doing enough damage to enemies also unlocks an adrenaline move, which empowers whatever weapon or spell you're currently using for the next attack, which can, for example, permanently freeze an enemy solid with the ice spell, or
Jeez.
permanently shrink down an enemy with the weaken spell, who will run for their lives and scream until Seraph's foot automatically crushes them when you walk too close. When this game
Was that? I don't know what the first game that did that was. Like, was that a reference to? I don't know if it's like a reference or a homage or just in the same line of thought, because I remember Duke Nukem 3D did that as well. I think it was in the Atomic Edition because, or no, it could have been in the base game as well. I don't remember if you got the shrink ray in the base game or if it was Atomic Edition only. But yeah, you at some point in the game you pick up a shrink ray, and when you shrink enemies, you can squish them with your foot as well. And in that game, you can also kick stuff too. So yeah, I'm not saying that they pioneered it, but yeah, that's like another game that I remembered that had that feature of combat.
came out, it got a lot of criticism that it was, quote, too easy because of a kick. I'd wager that none of these so-called games journalists played it on the highest difficulty setting. So, let's compare the same level on all three difficulties.
Okay.
Easy, as expected, not too much to deal with. Medium, manageable, but not unbearable. And here's the same level on insane mode, Dante Must Die difficulty. Good luck surviving this shit, you goddamn casual. Criticisms. There are legitimate problems with this game.
I mean, given the fact that there is a non-zero number that can get past Cuphead's tutorial, I would assume that they would play easy and said it was too easy. Like, that's not out of the realm of believability. So some of these journalists is just they can't be called journalists with the stuff they put out nowadays. That's just my opinion, but like, that one Arc Raider review just annoys me. I mean, there's other reviews that annoys me as well, but I mean, I guess that's the norm nowadays if you want to write reviews for games on a site that isn't I guess that's like well known or something like that. You have to be like writing stuff like that. I don't know. It's just it's weird to see how many journalists review games in a similar manner, and it's so out of, like, it doesn't match what the players feel, which seems weird, right? Like, you have like a player base that enjoys a game, Like it's a really good game, but then like this review gives it a bad rating for whatever reason. And yeah, that's why I don't really pay too much attention and take those reviews with a grain of salt. So
game. It's still unstable as shit, or at least the current Steam copy is. Get used to reloading saves because Source Engine died on the loading screen, and
I want to see what game he has. So yeah, Bad Rats, I got that. I get Breath of Death 7 as well. I have Brilliant Bob. I think I have Chivalry. Is this just my Steam list? Because I think I have all these games. Maybe not Abaddon, but I have all of everything else.
Copy is. Get used to reloading saves because Source Engine died on the loading screen and never told you because you're in full screen mode and the error message only appears on the desktop. If you would describe vanilla Skyrim as prone to crashing, then you can describe Dark Messiah as a 20-car crossroad pileup with no survivors.
Yeah, I don't remember it being that buggy, but then again, I did play it when it came out, and the operating system back then is different than what it is now.
Except their children, who will now be orphans, forced to sell their bodies on the street. Hey. Dark Messiah, summarized briefly, is a very solid first-person fighting game with a terrible shitty story written in a bastardized universe Ubisoft spawned after acquiring the rights to the Might and Magic franchise.
Oh, so it is kind of related. Huh. I might have because the comment said that this has no relation to the other Might. I guess it has no relation to the Might and Magic in, I guess, maybe world, lore? I don't know. But I mean, it is technically a Might and Magic game, according to Seth.
All the lore revolves around Dragon this and Dragon that. All the gods are dragons. There's the Dragon of Light, the Dragon of Order, and the Dragon of Chaos. Hell, fuck, why not? Jesus is a dragon too. The plot of both this game and all the Heroes of Might and Magic games after 5 is like DeviantArt meets porn script writing school. But just this once, the end product is a diamond in the rough, which justifies it all. In many ways, Dark Messiah is like Super Mario, except instead of crushing wildlife with your titanic weight,
because he did say it was Ubisoft. Am I not mistaken? Right.
First-person fighting game with a terrible, shitty story written in a bastardized universe Ubisoft spawned after.
Yeah, it says they got the rights to the franchise. So.
Acquiring the rights to Magic games after 5 is like DeviantArt meets porn script writing school.
I did not know it was Ubisoft. I actually didn't know they bought it. I didn't know they got it.
Which justifies it all. In many ways, Dark Messiah is like Super Mario, except instead of crushing wildlife with your titanic weight, you kick them into serrated spikes. As always, more content to come. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild.
Bad yapped on for a little too long.
Terrible videos. You're all wonderful. Have a good one.
Jewish folk song, huh? Hopefully I don't get. It's weird, like Seth's videos. Like some of the audio it's just get claimed for some reason. Like last time the Snake Eater one got claimed, so I had to like re-edit and take out that audio out. So hopefully this one doesn't. But I mean, we'll see. If it's muted again, then you'll know why. All right. Also, like I tried using the YouTube editor for that one for Snake Eater to take out the music and leave my voice in, but it took out everything. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time. But yeah, that was Seth's video about Dark Messiah Might and Magic. Like I said, I played it briefly a long time ago, so I have no recollection of what happened except for like a few bits and pieces here and there. But yeah, it is what it is. That was another entertaining video by him. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, thank you for watching and have a nice day.